Hey, how's it going everybody? It's me, Scott from One Last Hand. Welcome back to Mythwind Mondays. We are in what's going to be our final season as the farmer for now. You'll have to let me know if you want us to come back to him, but he's been working hard with his field and trying to get everything up and running in the town. And we'll switch over to somebody else. So let me know in the comments below who you want to see between the crafter, the innkeeper, the merchant, or the ranger, and we'll pick one of those and see how it goes. But we're ready to dive in. So we've got our winter tile up here. We've got 10 weather cards. We're going to work through those and we're going to find out how it goes. I don't think there's anything else for us to do here. We have got a space ready for the general store when it's ready to be built. So let's turn over our first card. It is winter, which means we have no farmer weather effects, but it's also cloudy with an event. So let's do the event first. Obviously we don't need to check the 3 scenarios over here, but let's have a look at our first event, shall we? We have the weather forecast. The farmer looks to the sky and assesses what kind of weather is upcoming. Look at the weather card. If it has any of the following, apply the appropriate effects. If it's sunny, gain a food. If there is an event on it, gain a culture, so we'll put that up. If there was a build on it, there's not. If there is rain on it, we decrease a villager. Hired villagers die. And if there was a oh no, this is just at the thing, right? This is just at the tower. So we're going to, there is not rain, but there is clouds, which means we reduce a sprite die. We're going to put you down to 0, which means we get to re-roll you. There we go, perfect. And then it says, put the weather card back on top of the deck. Okay. So there's no weather today, interesting. Okay. So that one's done. So I'm just trying to make sure we keep these in some kind of order. Okay, so no weather to look at as of today. We're going to get free action, essentially. That's quite nice. What do we want to do? I'd quite like to clear something else out. It'd be nice to get some equipment, I guess. Let's just run through what some of the equipment does, because I think that might help us as we go. So we got the Beehive. We have a Distributor. Any crops that are planted in a field that are adjacent to the Distributor are immediately tended. We can get that for 20 coins, so 10 if we pay half. Fertilizer. Each time you harvest a crop from this field, it's adjacent, gain 1 coin. Plough. After you perform a plant action, you may plant 1 additional crop into a field following the plant rules. Into an adjacent that is adjacent to the plough, into a field that is adjacent to the plough, follow the plant rules. Sickle. After you perform the harvest action, you may harvest 1 crop from a field that is adjacent to the sickle. So we're getting the benefit of doing 2 harvests. And then the sprinkler. After you perform the tend action, from 1 crop that is adjacent to the sprinkler, perform it again. Okay, and then we've got upgraded versions of all of those. And a petting zoo. At the end of each season, gain 15 coins. A petting zoo, how much does that cost? 35. Okay, so maybe we should be aiming for some of those. Just bring that back up 1 second. That's fertilizer, right? So we could get 10 coins to get the Distributor, which I think is pretty nice. Any crops that are planted in a field that is adjacent are immediately tended. We could get some speed in some of those, but I think for now we need to choose an action. Do we just want to go on another adventure? Do we want to clear a piece of land in preparation? Do we want to build? You know what, I'm just going to put a pause in. We're going to find all of the buildings that we can build and go from there. Okay, so we've found the buildings that we can build. We can build the monument. I haven't looked to see what the monument does. Decrease a hired sprite and spend 4 coins to gain 1 culture. Oh, I think it's different because we're using friends and family. Monument. Decrease a hired sprite to randomly draw a discovered forest card and gain its benefits. So that means we could pick one of these randomly and get its benefit. Okay, and there is someone to put into the town from there. We've got the tavern, which decrease a hired villager, and we can advance the construction queue. The port looks pretty good. It's at the end of the season you get to draw an extra goal, I think that is. Let me just tell you if that's what that is. Port. At the end of the season, if the season goal is achieved, gain 1 income and each character gains 3 coins. So that's quite nice. If we did the goal, get some income and coins, I feel like that's important to build. However, really quite tough to build. We need 3 production. We're currently at 0. So at least it gives us something to work for. What does the bakery do, I wonder? The bakery. Interesting that nobody works at the bakery, but decrease a hired sprite and spend 4 coins to get 1 food. Church is quite a tough one. You can take an additional social action by decreasing a hired sprite, and at the end of the season you get some culture. School is at the end of the season you get to take a free character action. Lumber mill is you decrease a worker to remove a tile, and at the end of the season you get a production. And the quarry, end of the season, get a production. I feel like some of these where they just do something at the end of the season is nice, but I don't feel like it's the be all and end all. I think we might aim towards either the port, because that's going to give us money each time, which means we're going to improve each time. But there's a lot of work to be done there. So, okay, that didn't help me with any of the thoughts as to what I'm going to do as an action. We've got 5 coins to spend. I think I'm going to come here and I'm going to hire 2 workers. Let's take a sprite here. Do I want this one as well? I'm going to take you as well. Okay, perfect. So that's our action. We now get to do our character action. So let's have a look down here. We've got a couple of things that need to be grown. It makes sense for us to plant this as our character. Hold on, we don't have a weather card, so none of these are going to do anything. Makes sense for us to take our plant action to get these strawberries in here, maybe? Like so. Some of these are a little tight, I will say that. Oops. Oh, well, you were already done, right? I think. Yeah, why won't you go in that slot there? Oh well, we'll put you like this for now, and we'll come back to that. So that's our character action. We now get 2 worker actions, so let's do a tend to flip these over. And I think we're going to do another plant action maybe to get some potatoes in. We spend, we don't have any money to spend, we won't do that. Well, I guess we're doing a harvest action to sell these straws to get 5 money. Nice. There we go. There's our 5 coins, and that is us done. All of these slide along. We need to figure out if we're going to try and improve anything, but for now I wonder if we just try and improve the town, because since this is going to be the last season as the farmer, maybe we just try and improve what we're doing. We've got some beans. They're beans. Okay. So you come back and we do a weather card. Right, we have, guess what? It's cloudy and there is an event. Would you believe? Okay, let's have a look at our event here. Taking stock. It's a beautiful morning in the valley and the sun glows just over the misty forest. The neighbours are enjoying a view with a warm drink. In front of the forest is the town. It's still small, but everyone's very proud of what has already been achieved here. However, if the town is going to grow more, there's some choices are going to have to be made. If you have a tower upgrade 1, gain 1 villager. Otherwise, gain a sprite. So we get another one of these. Okay. If the town should focus on production, shuffle in events 58 and 59. If it should focus on culture, well, our goal over here is to have production must be 4 or higher, so we do need to get it up. So let's have a look here. If it should focus on production, shuffle in events 58 and 59. Okay, we can do that. If I can find them. 59 and 58, perfect. Okay, we were getting low on events, so use these a little shuffle, so hopefully we'll get some production going. So that's that. We need to take an action. Do I want to clear another piece of land? Do I want to go and hire some new workers? Maybe. I mean, I could bring in some of these as well, and then really, let's do it. I'm going to spend another $5 to bring in you and you. And hopefully we can really blitz our fields, try and get things grown, go from there. Okay. Okay, so that was our action. Now we get to do our character action. There is weather, it's cloudy, so if we harvest, we can plant. We can't harvest. Well, that's not strictly true. We could harvest. Oh no, we've got this one here, so let's do this. We're going to take the harvest action, so we remove this, and we get 3 coins. 1, 2, and 3. And because it's cloudy, we get to do this action, which is plant. So we'll plant these these potatoes, I think, just in here maybe. Okay. So that's our action done. Then I think we're going to use you to plant again. Let's spend one of these, and we'll get these beans in here. Bloody beans in here, but they need to be turned over. Oh no, that was the right way round. Okay, good. So that's your action. You should be down to 1. For you, we're going to tend. You're going to go down to 1, and we will tend the strawbs over here, I think. Guess we'll put them in like that. So that's you 2 done. Then we'll put you over here down to 2, and we will harvest. And it is cloudy, so we get to plant again. So we're going to harvest you for $4. So we're up to 6 money. And because it's... oh no, we don't get to do this because it's not a worker. So we've got one more action. We could get a sprinkler. How do we feel about a sprinkler? Let's just read exactly what a sprinkler does again. I mean, obviously I know what a sprinkler does, but what does this sprinkler do? After you have performed the tend action, tend 1 crop in a field that is adjacent to the sprinkler. Do we want that? Do I want the distributor? Just means we're going to tend it as soon as we plant it. Maybe that's fine. I mean, I think so. And the distributor is 20 coins, so we need 10. I think it makes sense to put you down here, turn you down to 1, and to sell a cow. So we'll sell you for 2 more coins. Perfect. Okay, that's the end of our turn. You come back. All of these go up here. Okay, so we still need to get the production up 1. You need to slide along, and we need some more crops. We have strawbs and beans. Okay, we need a weather card. Let's do that. So we have a raining and an event. So there's no winter weather effects. Let's take the event card here, which says the wild crop. Some of the fairy sprites detect a group of townsfolk direct a group of townsfolk to an unexplored area in the forest. It opens up into a meadow that reveals a bevy of naturally grown vegetables. They appear hardy and able to grow in all types of weather. Gain a food. Don't mind if I do. Okay. So that's that. Now, potentially at some point we can take this action here, which is spend 2 coins to reduce one and increase another one. I think I might do that now, actually. We haven't done this. This feels like a good opportunity, actually. We're going to go to the trading post. So there's a couple of things that can happen at the trading post. First things first, we're going to spend 2 coins and we're going to reduce one of these. I'm going to reduce the food to increase our production by 1. That gets us up to 4. So potentially we've achieved our goal. Obviously it might change, but we've potentially achieved our goal. But then we can do some social action, commonly known as socializing, would you believe? So let's have a little look at this. So when we take an action at a building, to perform the action, you may perform it during the daytime after resolving all of the town actions. A character may initiate a social action if they use the building with a friend's portrait on. Okay, so we determine the participant. It's going to be Kiki over here. So we are one participant and Kiki is another. And then determine the social value. Her social value is 3 because you can see that just down here on the board for 1 to 2 players. Allocate workers. We allocate workers dice. So I'm going to use 2 dice. I'm going to use a sprite and a villager. To allocate the role, each character allocated dice, 2 rolls. Okay, so then we roll the dice. So we're looking for 3 between these 2 dice. We did get 3, so with that being the case, we can put a heart on to Kiki. However, to improve Kiki from pal to a best friend, from an acquaintance to a best friend. So on this card, bear with me 1 second. Okay, so place hearts. If the heart was successful, increase friendship status. So we return the die. Each die is then returned to the character who allocated it to socialize action, preserving the number of pips shown on that dice. That's huge. Okay. I should have rolled the other one, right? If we got a 0, we'd put them back in the tower. During this step, if any participating friends have a number of hearts on their board, the friend can have either their friendship status increased. A friend's heart value is shown at the top. A friend can only increase their stats once an action. Follow these increments. An acquaintance can be increased to a pal. Pal can be increased to a best friend. Best friend can be increased to a companion. To increase a friend's status, the character who used the building with that friend's portrait must pay the friend's status cost according to the new status shown below. So I need to then get rid of 2 tended crops. I don't have 2 tended crops, but I can do that next time, I think. If the character cannot or chooses not to pay the effect, the friend can increase it in the future, provided they still has enough heart tokens. I don't think I have to do it when I take the action. So at any point, if I've got 2 tended crops, I can increase Kiki's skill. If this is here at the end of the season, we lose it, I think. Okay. So that was our action. We get to do a character action. Do we get to do a character action? We should just check that. Is our character action given up because we spent time socializing? Socialize a group activity. To socialize may be performed during, after resolve a town action, may initiate socialize action if they're building as a friend. To perform social action, the players resolve. Any character may participate in action, however, at least one character must be initiated the action using the building. I think you still get to do your character action, so Okay, we've got rain, so if we were to plant, we could tend, so that feels like a wise idea. I'm going to spend 1 coin to plant these down here, and then, because it's raining, we're going to do a tend action, which means I'm going to flip these over to their tended side. Perfect. Okay, we're going to use our 1 over here to plant another crop. And let's do this free one of potatoes. Put you in there like so. So remember, they have to be touching when we put them down. So that's you done. I'm just keep you on top because we know we're going to have to re-roll you. I'm going to turn you down to 2, and we'll do the tend action. Let's tend these peas, I guess. Can I do these? I don't think I can. Beans. Let's tend these ones. We'll flip these over. Oh, you know what? Yeah, let's tend these ones. Change of plan. Let's tend these ones, and we'll put you in like so. As long as when you put them down, something's still touching where it's originally touching, all good. I think it makes sense for us to do a harvest action to get a bit more cash. So we'll turn you down to a 1 and put you in here. And we will harvest these. So you go back in the bag and we get 5 monies. It's a toss up between doing that and gaining skills, I think, or buying equipment is the key, I think, to us. Do we want to do another breed action? I wouldn't mind clearing some more room, like getting rid of this 3 would be quite nice, because at least then we can tuck them around the outside. It's going to give us the most sort of bang for our buck in the middle here. But I can't do that because I've just harvested. I think I'm going to save you. I'm not going to do anything else. So that's our turn done. We'll re-roll this one. It's a 2. You go in there. These go back up into our dice well. This comes back up here. We are done. These slide along. We reach into the bag. Okay, we got some straws and some potatoes. Okay, you come back and we do a new weather card. We have an event and an increase of an action. Okay, so it's sunny. So is there any clouds, rain, sun? There is not. So we're going to do an event. A resourceful helper, create a sprite named Lutsky, spends the day visiting the building sites around the town, chipping in where he can. Looks like the creator sprite has an appropriate name. By helping with the construction as well as keeping sprites up and amongst the workers, the process seems to flow endlessly. So we get a choice. We can either do a build, but I don't think I can do a build because I need some of these things, and we also need to keep production high, or we can increase the queue, which we were going to do anyway. We should just flip these over and see if there's anything we want to build. I really need to keep production where it is. That's the problem. I think all of these are going to take production to build. Oh no, you don't. The bakery doesn't. Interesting. But it does require income, which we don't have. So no building for us right now. I do need to find a good way to get these improved. Okay. Okay, so that's that. The general store, however, is going to get built, and it's going to get built here. So first things first, we can increase food or culture. Should we go culture? Because I can do food. We'll put you in here. And we get a new person and a sprite die. Sorry if you can hear my phone going off. Okay, just the 1 for that one. And then we need to find the card for our new friend. Let's have a little look. So I guess we keep Kiki's cards out of the way over here, and then let's see who else is coming. Not in that pile. Okay. Gillard is coming into the town. Let's have a little look at Gillard, shall we? Okay, so this is Gillard. They run the general store. Gillard. Poop. There's bird poop on the loaf you just brought from the general store. When you head back in to complain, you find someone already there with the same issue, except they're waving an apple with an offending stain. Gillard, the store clerk, is alternatively listening and apologising. I have no idea how that could have happened. Given that a small bird is sitting on Gillard's head, you can't help but admire their confidence. Nice. Okay, so the general store is over here, so we'll tuck this one over here. This is a 3 check as well. You'll notice that there's no wedding ring on this one, whereas Gillard does have a wedding ring, so I'm going to assume that at some point we could potentially become a companion. Okay. So that's that done. We can get rid of this event. Okay. Oh, did we ever finish this off? Yes. I just never moved it. Okay, so that can go over there. Okay, so Gillard is now in town. We can take the general store action, which is for 3 coins. We can do a action of ourselves. You know, we can do a character action, which is nice because we'll get to use our skills again. So that's actually really useful to us until we replace the general store with a supermarket. I don't know if that's an option. Right, what are we doing? Should we go on an adventure? We haven't been on one for a while. Let's do it. Let's go on an adventure. Okay, our adventure is... When the earth yawns, without warning, a great swath of village ground near your worksite completely simply vanishes, giving way to a sudden yawning chasm. A crowd of panicked workers cries out in the surprise to your left, while to your right, a wagon loaded with valuable supplies teeters on the edge of the drop. A. Hurry, go back and check on the workers. B. Try to save the materials. I mean, we have to save the people, right? Okay. The workers are rattled but safe. Your concern touches them and they turn to save the supplies but are too late. They tumble into the dark with a thundering clatter. Gain a new worker die. Okay. That's a 3. And lose 1 progress, which is what we needed to actually achieve anything. We are aligned with workers this time. I think I forgot to check that last time, but hopefully that didn't matter too much. Need to make sure when we're doing an action, we're only taking an action aligned with those. I think I've forgotten a few times. Okay, so we can only do these actions. That's fine. Our character action is clearly going to be... It's a sunny day. I really wanted to do this one, but that's fine. We could buy some half price equipment. Should we get this distributor? Only needs 1 cow. Let me just show you this here. So requires 1 cow and costs 20, but if we go here it's only going to cost 1. And the distributor, let me just tell you exactly what it does again. I think I might end up having to read this about 100 times. The distributor. Any crops that are planted in a field that is adjacent to the distributor are immediately tended. So I'm going to put this here as my action. It would go in this way round, but as my other action, because I'm doing this here, I would have moved one of these cows over here. And I put this in, because it's next to a cow, I put this in this way round. So when planted, do a tend. I don't think I can do that. I think there's any future ones that are planted, but that feels like it's going to help us. We spent all of our money to do that, however. That's our action. Let's clear some of these out of the way. With the sprite, I'm going to turn it down to 1, and I am going to tend, and we're going to tend this one. Okay, so that's that done. Then I'm going to, with you, turn you down to 1, and we're going to harvest you out of the way to get some more money back. We might need it to increase our progress or production, sorry. We get 4 coins. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so that's that done. And then we've got you. We could reduce you down to 0. I think I will. And we... Oh, no, I don't want to buy a cow necessarily. Oh, hold on. Yeah, I took this action, right? So I moved a cow and did that. I guess we could move the other cow to get you over here. So we can still breed over here. Maybe that's the right choice. Let's do it. I'm going to move this cow over here. Perfect. Okay, let's re-roll this one. Okay, this sums up why I don't play dice rolling games. Okay, so that's you done. You two go back in here. We'd like to get some harvesting done, but now when we plant, if we plant in this space here, they're immediately going to be tended, which is great. Okay, end of that turn, you come back. We don't need to move any of these down. We get a new weather card, which is a sunshine. Is there any rain, sunshine, sunshine? No, there's rain, rain, sunshine. There is a sprite action, so you come out and we replace you with you. In you go. So we can now hire a worker for 1 coin if we go over there. Take that action. Okay. Okay, so that's the weather done. We now get to take a character action. We've still got a fair few cards left. In fact, we're not even halfway, so we don't have to worry about the progress just yet. Do I want to do another adventure? I kind of do. Let's do it. We've got quite a few adventures. They could be good, they could be bad. Who knows? Okay. We have... Did I just take an action? No, I saved people, right? So I did the right action. Into the unknown. You've never been here before. Roll a worker die or a sprite. I'm going to roll a sprite, I think. If there are no dice at the dice tower, nothing happens. After you roll the die, flip over to find the results. Once you've completed this adventure, shuffle it back into the adventure deck. Okay, we got 2. Oh, we got 2. 2. Work has begun on extending the walking trail throughout the valley. Lose a progress and gain a culture. I don't want culture. Oh no, this gets shuffled back in, right? Well, that sucks. Don't want that one to come up again. Okay, let's take these out of here. Give these a shuffle. There we go. We'll give these a quick shuffle. Okay, you go back into the dice pool over here. This goes back on top. And we need to lose one of these to gain one of these. Not really what we had in mind. Okay, so we've done our action. We get to do a character action. We were aligned with the sprites, which means we'll do a planting action. We're going to plant our strawberries in here, but because they're going next to our field, they'll be flipped over and be tended straight away. Perfect. We were doing this action. It's not rainy, so nothing else happens. Guess it makes sense to use our sprites. We are going to tend. You're going to flip this one over, like so. You know what? No. I'm actually going to flip you over because there's now a benefit to get you out of here, right? So that's that. And then you are going to do a harvest action. And we may as well sell these ones, right? So for 4 coins, we're selling some straws. So we're now up to 8. Okay, end of that turn. We'll re-roll you. Okay, we are going to need to hire, but I think you're down to 1, but I might be wrong. Okay, these all slide along. And then we can get another one. What have we got? Okay, some potatoes. Right. You come back and we do another weather card. This one is it's raining. Have we got any sun, rain? We do not. Okay, nothing happens raining in the winter. We can take the plant action and tend immediately, which is quite nice. We need to figure out where we're going. We're clearly going to go and hire some workers, right? So I'm going to spend 5 coins to take this 2, this 2 and this 3. Okay, perfect. So that's our turn done. We can be aligned with anyone. I mean, it makes sense to plant and to immediately tend. So I'm going to plant these here and flip them over. Now I don't have anywhere to put these straws, but we can do things in a different order. So we planted and tended our plant immediately. So let's use you to come and do a sale over here. No, you know what? I'm going to keep you. I'm going to come over here and change you down to a 2, and we're going to do a sell action straight away. Going to sell you for 3, I think. Okay, you go back in the bag. Back up to 6 coins. Do we want to do any breeding or anything? Don't think so. We probably want to do some planting or some tending. Do some tending. Can I get you in a place where I can flip you around this way? If we can get rid of these, then we've got room to plant. I'd really like to clear you out of the way. Okay, that's us done. You come back. You go back up here. You go back up here. We shimmy these along one. And we're back in the bag. Okay, we have some potatoes. They're nice ones. If we can get those out and get them harvested straight away, all good. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're halfway through. And we have sunny weather. Do we have sun, rain, sun? We do not. But we do have an event. Okay. Unexpected help. It's been a while since you threw the campfire party for the swamp sprites. It was hard to tell what impression you made the night that they slumped off afterwards. The swamp sprites aren't the most social bunch, even by sprite standards. However, some townsfolk are convinced they have started to see occasional glimpses of mushroom-like creatures leaving useful items around the town. They may be reclusive and shy, but you appear to have made some new friends. This turn, each character may take an additional town action. Your alignment will be determined by your first town action. Okay, so we get 2 town actions. Do I want to hire? Maybe. Do I want to spend some coins to improve our production? I think it makes the most sense. We're going to come here. We're going to spend 2 coins to get 3 back. Oh, sorry, I'm showing you nothing over here. I've come to this action. We've done 2 coins to reduce a resource, so we'll reduce culture, and that means we can improve production. Then I'm going to, as my second town action, do exactly the same thing. I'm going to bring you down and get you back up to 4. So we're back on to being able to achieve our required goal for the month, for the season. So that's that. We get to take a character action. I am going to plant these strawberries, and they would come in next to our thing. We're going to flip them over to tended straight away. They don't fit in there, but that's it. Okay, we've still only got 2 money. So we took the plant action. It was sunny. We could have done the tend action. You know what? Oh god. Let's put you back here. So if we take the tend action, I haven't got any crops that need tending anyway, so we'll get you back in here, like so. So that was our plant action. They come in and they immediately get tended. Okay. So we are going to use you, reducing you down to 0, to do a harvest action, to remove the strawberries and get 5 coins. I don't feel like I'm making any real money here. Can't take another harvest action, unfortunately. I can take another plant action, which I think I will. We'll put you up here. I'm going to spend 2 coins, I think, to grow this one. And again, it would come in, but we get to flip it over straight away into there because of this. And then you, do I want to use you for something? Don't know if I do. I'm going to hold on to you. So that's our turn. We get to roll both of these. Ooh, 3s on both. Good time to go and do some hiring, right? I really want to make use of this extra harvest action. But all of the suns, I think, might be out. Okay. Next turn, you come back. You slide along. Okay, small one and another smallish one. So we have clouds and we have an event. So do we have rain, sun, clouds? We do up here. Rain, sun, clouds means we take an event. This is the last event. If this doesn't tell us to put in any events, I don't know what we do. I must have missed some that said put in an event, or they're in the adventure deck, I'm not sure. Because we've got one here to do. Interesting. Okay, let's go into the close-up. Some things just go your way. It's been an incredibly efficient few days across all of the town. All of the production seems to be going so well that it's benefiting other areas. Gain income, great, we needed it, we're at 1 or 0. If it's stormy, gain a food. Didn't really need food, but fine. Okay, so those have gone up. I'm going to pause quickly and I'm going to have a quick flick through all of the events to see if I missed anything that said add events. So bear with me 1 second. Okay, we're back. I was an idiot. I was meant to shuffle in some EH cards in here, so we've done that. So let's have a little look at some of these. So we get another one because of this weather effect. So exploration in the mountains. Sorry, the mountain pass. The mountain... Don't know what that says. Exploration has revealed a hidden cave. The dirt in front of the cave mouth is hard packed and well trodden. There are signs of a campfire with a heavily stained kettle lying next to it. Looks like someone lived here. Could it be a hidden figure from the woods? If you have hired worker great in the sprites, shuffle in event EH3, otherwise shuffle in event EH4. Okay, so I've already got those shuffled in, so it's weird because this says when you... Oh, they were goal cards. Okay, so EH3 is the one we want to put in. Okay, and then we need to shuffle in some adventure cards. Okay, so you can go back over there. And we're looking for some adventure cards. What are we looking for? Bear with me. We are looking for EH12 to EH2 to EH10. These are not the right adventure cards. Bear with me. EH2 to EH10. Okay. We've got a load of adventure cards and no event cards. I think I may have got something wrong here, but we'll have a look between seasons. I think what it probably does prove is we need to go on more adventures. Okay, so that's that done. You go there, you can stay there. I think we're good to go. So we did our 2 events. So we get to take a town action. So we're back to where we want to be with progress. Could build the church. I'm less worried about that, I think. Let's go and hire some workers again. So I'm going to spend our 5 coins. Again, I feel like I'm not really making any progress, but we'll take you 2. Okay. And then we get to do our character action. So it's cloudy. So if we were to harvest, we'll get to plant. That seems like a good idea. So we're going to go and harvest these, which is 5 money. And when we harvest these, we get to take the plant action. So I'm going to spend 1 coin to plant these potatoes in. And when I do, we go down to 4. Okay, but these can become tended immediately. Perfect. Now we get some sprite action. So let's go and do the harvest action. And we will harvest, I don't know, let's get rid of these. Let's get rid of these first. So you can go back in the bag and we get 4 more coins. So there we go. I can't take any more harvest actions, but I can do some planting maybe. Okay, don't really want to do this, but I'm going to plant. And I'm going to plant these potatoes over here and they will be ready to harvest straight away. Okay, I mean we could look at upgrading our friendship. I'm going to assume you have to go and do the action on their turn to do it. Okay, so you come back, you go back in here, you go back in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we've got 3 left. We have increased the production. There is nothing. We don't have sun, cloud, sun, so nothing happening there. So no construction to be built. We get to choose an adventure, and I think we'll choose an adventure because we've got so many of them. Nice if some of these put an event in, but okay. A couple of boisterous loggers argue on the road, wandering in the vague direction of your town. I'm telling you, we took a wrong turn. Beautiful place though. Have you ever been here? We better hurry back to the logging zone or we're going to be in trouble with the boss. They're lost and seem to be pleased to find you. Good morning. Point them towards the village and invite them to stay. Point them back the way they came and trust they will find the valley a second time. Let's point them back the way they came. The loggers go back the way they came, still arguing between each other. Well done, a nearby wood golem says, coming out of hiding. They were loud and disruptive. We're better off alone. Gain a sprite and re-roll the dice once if you don't like the outcome. Okay, we got a 2. I'm quite fine with the outcome. Okay, so that's another adventure done. Okay, so now our town action. It is sunny, so if we take the tend action, got nothing to tend, unfortunately. Oops, you guys should have been slid down, and we need a couple more of these, so you can go there, and you can go there. So I can't take the tend action because nothing needs tending. I can take the harvest action, which will allow me to plant. So I'm going to get rid of these for 3 coins. Okay, and that allows me to plant. Oh no, hold on. If it's cloudy, doesn't allow me to plant at all. Okay, so let's do the plant action over here to bring you down to 1. And we are going to spend 1 coin to plant these strawbs, and they are immediately going to be ready to harvest. We're going to spend you, I'm going to keep hold of you, I'm going to spend you to do the harvest action straight away. So we're going to get rid of these strawberries and get 5 more coins. Okay, look at this, is the most money we've ever had. We're up to 15 monies. Look at us go. Okay, next weather card. You come back. You go back up here. You go back up here. I think higher is probably our next action. We have some more clouds, and again the build action. Do we have cloud, sun, cloud? We do not. So nothing else happens there. We're going to come up here and take the hire action. We're going to hire 2 more for 5 coins. Okay, So that's that done. I now get to take a character action. It's cloudy again, so I could do the harvest, which I will. I'm going to harvest you for... Oh, we need to move you along. Grab one of these. Okay. I'm going to harvest you for 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Lovely. Okay, and because we did that, we get to take the plant action. I mean, let's just use you, and because you're going in next to this, you get to be tended straight away. I'm going to spend you down to 0. No, I'm going to keep you at 1. I'm going to spend you down to 1. This just might help with the social action if we wanted to do it. I'm going to put you here, and I'm going to spend 1 coin to plant some more potatoes. I can't plant more potatoes. I'm going to plant these strawberries by spending 2 coins to put you in over here, and you're going to come in immediately ready to harvest. And that's the action we're going to take with you. We'll turn you down to 1, and we will harvest, I guess, these potatoes. I'd like to get rid of the other ones, but we'll do that. That's 3 coins. 1, 2, 3. Okay, you two move along. We've got some potatoes and some beans. You come back. You two go back in here. Okay, we've got a lot of low dice. But we could go Gillard and try and... You know, I think this is a good idea, actually. Okay, we need to do the last weather card, which is rain. Do we have sun, cloud, rain? We do not. Again, it would be the build action. We don't have anything to build. We're going to come over to Gillard. We're going to spend 3 coins, which means we get to do 2 character actions. But before we do that, I'm going to roll all 4 of these to hopefully get Gillard's approval. And it means we're going to get these dice back. So you go back at 0, but you come in as 3, you come in as 3, and you come in as 2. Perfect. We're not going to be able to do much with these, but that's that. So we got 3 over here, so we get a coin over, sorry, a thing over here. And we could spend 2 crops, which I think I'm going to do. Let's get rid of you and you. We don't get any money for them. But we get to upgrade your feeling from pal to, sorry, from acquaintance to pal. Let's have a little look, shall we? Browsing the goods at the general store, you hear a friendly voice. Everything comes with no poop guarantee. You turn to find Gillard behind the counter with 2 birds sitting on their shoulder. Don't worry about these 2. I'm training them up. Within the week, there'll be no pooping in the shop at all. Gillard offers you a handful of seeds. Would you like to feed them? No, I'd like to plant them. I'm a farmer, mate. So now we need 6 to pass this one, and we need to get 2 hearts on them. So a little tougher for us to proceed with Gillard. Okay, so that's that done. So we now get 2 character actions, and I think it makes sense for us to just do some planting, right? So I am going to plant some potatoes by spending 1 coin, and they're going to come in immediately ready to tend. It is rainy, so we get to do the tend thing anyway, so maybe not as useful as it once was. And let's just sell them. Then we're not going to have anything to spend the money on. I've got 10 money. Do I want to get another beehive? Beehive is 20 money. Let's do it. We've got 2 cows. Oh, I don't know if you're meant to be next to cows. I didn't really think about that. I'm going to put this here just in case that's the case. And then maybe at the end of the season, I'll move this one down, because it might be that it needs to be next to cows. So it doesn't look like it from this, because the other ones have like icons on the back, whereas this, I mean, maybe they do. I don't think you need, thematically, you don't need a beehive next to a cow. I'm going to put you down here. Okay, I'm making that decision. So we've spent our 10 money. We're going to get 10 money back, but our beehives are here. Now let's do some character action. So let's get you turned down to 2, and I'm going to put you in the plant, I guess, and we'll flip you over and put you in here. Oh no, we need you up here because you've got to be touching. So you're ready to be harvested. We'll bring you down to 1. Oh, hold on. Yeah, my second action was to do this, right? Which was buy that half price. I could have taken an action which I would have bred a cow, I guess. In you go over here because I get to do the action here and then do this. So let's put you down to 1 and sell these potatoes. So we're back up to 5 money. And then we've got 2 more workers. I mean, it makes sense to use them. We'll put you over here down to 2 because I think when we save this at the end we're going to lose them. We'll sell a cow for 2 coins. And I've got 1 more worker. I don't think there's anything I need to do. What I find quite interesting about this is, yes, clearly we're making more money than we have been, but we're limited by not being able to put more workers in here. So having extra harvest actions is huge. Having this one being a requirement, and because we've got this equipment, this is less of a requirement. So moving some of these skills around might be important. But that is the end of our turn. We could take you, we're not going to. That's the end of our turn. We have to do the end of season stuff, so let's find that in the book. And then we'll go from there. So end of season summary. Resolve the end of season action. So over here we get 1 culture. And down here we get 10 coins. Wow, I can take my first 10 coin. Okay, because of the 2 beehives. Resolve the goal card. So the goal card was production must be 4 or higher. So it is at 4. We get to flip this over. Build a building for 2 fewer resources. Interesting. So we've got a load of buildings we could potentially choose. What do we think? I think the port is pretty good because the port was the one that allows us to end of season. I can't remember what that is. End of season. We get to gain some money, I think. End of season, gain a production and a resource. We're going to add the port, which means we need 1 income down because it would have taken 3, and then we're 1 production and 1 food down, and then this can go in here at level 2. We don't get anything for building it, but we are going to need to clear some land. But yeah, the port could be really useful because at the end of every season we're going to get another 3 coins. So having those things and a production, I think it is, or an income. So pretty good on that front. So that's you done. Okay, then we have to shuffle these. We didn't have to put anything in. Oh, shuffling goal 16. I get the feeling that's what I've done where we went through the events. I should have probably shuffled something in and missed it, but we'll find out, I guess. I think there are some adventure cards that also tell us to put in some events, but if you know what I've done, let me know. So we get to shuffle these. We're going to draw 2, and one of those is going to be our objective for next season, even though we don't know what character we're playing. So we have production and income must be 5 or higher. Okay, that's going to be a tough one. And construct 1 building. That's the one for us. Okay. We are going to construct 1 building. That is our objective. Reset the weather deck. Let's give these a shuffle. Okay, so you're going to go back in there. Change the season tile. So we're back to spring. I'm gonna look away and we're gonna take this one. Okay, this one's got the 3 on it. I mean, not good or bad. It's nice to have the ones with 2 on it, but there is a negative effect there as well. Resolve the character upkeep. So that would be where we overgrow. If it was spring, then we don't grow any back. Okay, so there's no character upkeep. Change characters. Farmer resolves their upkeep before deciding if they wish to change characters. We do want to change characters. Let me tell us how to do that. Saving the game. Farmer performs the steps presented in this section. So let me show you what we do. We take these and we put these back in the bag. We lift this up and we put our money over here. We put our crops in here. Don't know if we needed to put all of these crops in here, but that's what we've done. Okay, so there's all of our crops. Oh, there's one left, hold on. You go in there. So our crops go in there, our equipment and livestock go in this one. Okay. So with all the characters, they all have like mini games, and sort of, I'm calling this a mini game. So the others are all slightly different. Remove the farmer header, place all the farmer's coins, remove the farmer left board and place any unused skills, and so these all go back up here. So the unused skills go in over here. There we go. Finally place the lid on the character tray. So this goes back on top here, like so, this way round. This one goes back in like so. And then we'll just put the lid on top. The lids aren't here, but we'll put this on top, and then that's saved, ready for the next game. I presume, do we take the worker die out? Remove the farmer header, place all the farmer coins, unused crop, remove the farmer left board, place any unused skill and untamed land tiles in the tray, replace the board, finally place the lid, preserve the state of play. Do we keep the tokens here? Changing character, does it say somewhere about changing character? Let me just find that, because I think in that instance the characters come back, so I must be near the back of this book. Saving game, continuing the game, clarifications. Okay, so this is just telling me about putting the things back on here. So these dice go into this section over here, where we put all of our worker die. I need to find the changing character section. I don't know where that is. Maybe it's back before the building section. Doesn't look like it. Change character. During the step, each player can change to a different character. Players may be even added or removed changing character count. When changing character, they take all the villagers and sprite die from their current character and place them at the tower. So we're going to move this over here like so. Because we're going to need to move you along a little bit. And then these dice all go in over here. Okay, and now we're ready to save. So I think that's everything. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope you're enjoying this. If you are, I'll keep an eye out on the comments to see if I got anything wrong. Just bear in mind I recorded all of these over a couple of days before seeing any feedback. So I'll keep an eye out over the first few weeks to see if there's any feedback, and then we'll be back with a different character. If I can't wait any longer, I'm just going to choose one. So, you know, I'll try and keep an eye out for feedback. But there you go. This was Mythwind Monday. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to check out the blog that I've been doing about with Mythwind Monday, it's over on the Patreon page. It's free to read, so you can just head over there. You can sign up for a free membership, and you can read all of the free stuff that's over there. There's loads of campaign blogs and other thoughts and videos, etc. over there. If you want to support the channel, leaving a like, a comment, all of those things, sharing the video makes a massive difference. Additionally, the Patreon is the best way to do that. But thank you so much. We can clear this up now by just basically taking our character off, lifting up these boards and putting them one on top of the other. Really cool. But there you go. Thank you so much. I'll see you again soon.